Alright, we're going to move on to PlayStation Experience now. We're just going to go through what was announced. The bigger things. A new Uncharted game was announced. The Lost Legacy. Starring Nadine and Chloe from... Nadine's the new character in 4 and Chloe's from Uncharted 2. I'm getting there, Joey. Gosh.
Scrolling past all of it, and I'm just like, what's going on?
I'm trying to hit the big ones, Joey.
You completely went over Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, the big ones.
I don't care about Crash. I don't care about Crash.
Who doesn't care about Crash?
I care more about Windjammers than Crash.
I don't even know what Windjammers is.
Oh my gosh. Okay. But
what about
wait, fun fact, I didn't know a bandicoot was a real thing until last night.
Yeah, I didn't tell him that a bandicoot was a real animal, and he's like, I looked up what a bandicoot was this morning. It's a mouse.
It's a mouse.
Is that a mouse?
And then we had like a 15-minute rant and stuff about Italian plumbers.
Oh, yeah. This morning was fun. You missed it. We were kind of dead, like, when Mitch got there, and we were, like, kind of just messing around, and, like, we were talking about, like, do you think there's really Italian plumbers? Do you think that...
We could just stop.
Do you really think there's
we could stop
an
now.
Italian family that's full of plumbers? Do you think there's an Italian plumber with an Italian brother plumber? Do you think that there's an Italian plumber
somewhere
named Mario?
in Italy, yes, somewhere. I bet there is.
It was the best. It was a great conversation. So Naughty Dog announced 2 games, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and then they also announced The Last of Us Part 2, which I am of two minds of this. I'm super excited for The Last of Us 2, but I'm also mad because it's probably like 3 years away, at least, because they said they developed this trailer just for PSX. That development is really just starting on the game.
So they really have, like, nothing yet.
Yeah, they literally said, don't take this as part of the game. This is literally just a tone piece for the game.
We already know the tone of The Last of Us. Why do they have to...
I don't know. But the Resident Evil 7 released the final demo, which, Mitch, we're going to have a Let's Play going up later this week. Pretty excited. I'm scared. You're excited. Parappa the Rappa, Patapon, and Loco Roco are all getting PS4 remasters, which is... I would love to play Patapon again. Oh yeah, there's that Crash Insane trilogy. Are you guys excited for Crash?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really liked all the Crash Bandicoot games. I'm happy for that.
I don't understand why people like Crash Bandicoot.
Why didn't you like Crash Bandicoot?
Probably because I played it like 10 years after it came out and after I experienced Super Mario 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time, which are way superior games.
But
yeah.
It's Crash Bandicoot.
Well, I mean, any game that you play 10 years after it comes out is going to look like crap.
That's not true. Super Mario 64 is still amazing.
It looks like crap.
It does look like crap, but that's because it came out 20 years ago.
Are we gonna talk about Kojima and his amazing trailer of...
I think Joey wants to host.
I don't, but I'm just... that wasn't anywhere on here, and I was just like, are we going to skip over that?
No, we're not going to skip over it.
Joey has his own agenda.
I know. Joey's like, I want to talk about Crash Bandicoot and Hideo Kojima. I don't want to talk about The Last of Us and Uncharted.
Okay, well, The Last of Us is cool. Uncharted, I could not care about.
I mean, those characters are way more interesting than the character they made up strictly for this game that has never existed in the universe until this game, and they expect you to care about him. No, you should play Uncharted, by the way, but in Uncharted 4, like, Uncharted revolves around Nathan Drake and his buddy Sully. Right. And in this new game, in Uncharted 4, they created a brother for Nathan Drake, Sam Drake.
Just out of nowhere.
Never been mentioned in the previous 4 games ever. And he just winds up in this game willy-nilly. Like, hey,
Just like he sees him every day, just walks in.
Yeah,
And lights.
no,
walks up,
no, it's not
bro.
like that.
And he goes, hi,
No,
bro. And that's how they introduce each other.
There's a very forced narrative perspective on how his brother comes into the game and how he's in the picture. And, like, it's very, like, I would have rather just had another game of Nate, Sully, and Elena, like, jumping around rocks and stuff. But that game had some issues with, like, their writer getting fired and 2 other guys taking over the project and stuff like that, but that's a different story for a different day. The Destiny, the Dawning trailer was there. We'll get into that on a different topic. Some VR stuff. Eve Valkyrie was shown. Fallen Legion was shown. What was the other one? There was another one. What was the other PSVR one? Oh, well, I can't find it. But a couple major announcements besides the ones we already talked about. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm excited.
Me too. I've always loved Marvel vs. Capcom games. I didn't get 3 because I didn't have a console at the time. And
It's $20 on PSN right now.
is it?
Yep.
So they had it on PC, but it's like I can't play a fighting game with a mouse and keyboard. It's too weird.
Yeah, they remastered it for PS4 and it's
Okay.
on PS4. Concerned. No X-Men. Probably.
Oh.
Very concerned that there's not going to be any X-Men
Like,
because Disney's
Does that
involved.
include no Deadpool?
Yes.
What?
Since Disney's involved, a lot of people are saying
So does that mean no Iron Man either? Like,
no, Iron Man's in it.
okay, but
Marvel Cinematic Universe, like they're aiming more towards like the Marvel Cinematic Universe
yeah.
and kind of doing away with whatever Fox owns, which is like Fantastic
But
Four,
they don't own
X-Men, Deadpool.
They own Deadpool?
Yeah, Deadpool's technically an X-Men.
Well,
They own all the mutants.
that's no fun.
So like Cyclops is gone, Wolverine's gone, which were like 2 of my go-to guys.
What about Bone Claw Wolverine?
So, damn it, Joey.
They were different characters.
I'm gonna smack him one of these days. In their reveal trailer, they revealed Miss Marvel and Iron Man fighting Ryu from Street Fighter and Mega Man X. It's not Mega Man, it's Mega Man X. I'm very upset. And then later that night at the Capcom Cup, they revealed Captain America and then Morgan from Darkstalkers.
Oh, okay.
So and then they said that this Marvel vs. Capcom, it is coming to Xbox One also, but it's going to be a platform similar to what Street Fighter is, and they're just going to keep adding characters for a while instead of releasing like another game 3 or 4 years down the road.
Okay.
So can't wait to see how much that season pass costs. But I'm excited. I really hope Disney understands that X-Men are key to this franchise.
Yeah.
Instead of like trying to pull one, because let's face it, they're trying to kill off the X-Men because they want to try to push the Inhumans now.
Well, if they kill off the X-Men, then maybe Fox will be willing to sell it to them, and then they can buy it and then start bringing them back.
Well, I think that's what Disney's hoping, is that they can pull a Spider-Man switch and whatever, because like, let's face it, Apocalypse wasn't great.
No, it was not.
Fantastic Four was god awful. I didn't see it. I'm just taking everybody's word for
I didn't see
it.
the recent reboot.
I always forget that was a thing. There was a reboot.
But like Fox still has Deadpool, and like they're probably gonna try to wait and see how Logan does this summer, and then they have a Fox Marvel Untitled movie scheduled for October, which nobody really knows what that is yet. Some people are thinking it's the Gambit movie, but they've lost so many directors at this point that they're probably going to push it. And then Deadpool in 2018. Deadpool 2.
Maybe we can convince Ryan Reynolds to completely tank the Deadpool movie so that maybe they can buy
Dude,
it.
he's worked so hard to
I know.
dig Deadpool out of the garbage.
So that then Disney can pick it up, and then he can convince them to let him be.
Be Deadpool.
Yeah, when he's, 80.
I can't imagine. It's just weird thinking a Disney movie rated R. That's like Deadpool.
They
Yeah.
did some like there's one of like the horror film companies is owned by like Disney,
Yeah.
and I forget which one it is.
Well, they have a publishing arm that does rated PG-13 and rated R movies. The Buena Vista publishing arm is owned by Disney, and they publish. What was it? What was that movie?
I don't remember. I always forget, but I know it's like a factor.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I mean, I know what you're talking about.
So I mean, they do it like they separate it enough to where it's not like everyone can relate it instantly to Disney,
Right,
but it's
right.
like still owned by Disney.
MLB The Show was announced. Like, I really don't care about baseball that much, but they did announce a retro mode, which lets you play a 16-bit, kind of like King Griffey Jr. Baseball for a Super Nintendo, and they added Home Run Derby, and they were showing 16-bit King Griffey Jr. hit home runs, which got me really excited. And I was like, I need it. So the show, I mean, say what you will about sports games, but that game is always like one of the best sports games that's out. So, I'm saving this for last. Death Stranding trailer shown.
Yeah.
Kojima.
I don't even know what the game is, but I want it.
Nobody knows what the game is. That's the
want
problem.
it.
Mads Mikkelsen is in it. He's presumably the villain.
The weird, the guy at the end with the weird stuff, the tentacles out.
Yeah.
They go back into him and they go spread out.
Yeah, and he's like crying oil or whatever.
Yeah, whatever that black stuff is.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro's in it.
Yeah, I recognized him. I was like, that's that guy who did the Pacific
Well,
Rim movie.
he's helping design, like, he's doing like character design.
Yeah, because he was on with Silent Hill when that was still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Norman Reedus were both like a part
Attached
of that.
to- yep.
Yeah, and so that's what I think they went along with Kojima when he was like
Which is smart.
kicked out the door.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a military stealth game, kind of like Metal Gear. I feel like it's going to be Metal Gear Solid 5 with PT elements in it.
I felt like that's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be like a military strategy, like horror game.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, yeah,
But then I didn't know what the baby had to do with anything. Like
yeah. The baby stuff is weird. The baby stuff is really weird. I'm just concerned about Kojima's obsession with killing babies.
Yeah.
but like that's one of my goals after Christmas is
Maybe every single one of the babies' name is Konami.
Oh my god! Like no, there's 6 babies and each one's name starts with a letter in Konami.
Does it really? Like,
No,
what you're
that's
saying.
my theory.
I was gonna say, did someone actually leak that information?
And
Is that
like the first baby you have to capture and kill, his name is like Kevin, and then like the second one's name is like I don't know, Omri. I don't know.
go with Owen?
Owen.
Yeah, Owen. That's a good one. And then like Nicholas and Adam and Michael and
Isaac.
Isaac. Yes. So there you go. Those are the 6 baby names that you're gonna have to kill in Death Stranding. Heard it here first. Breaking news. But I like we were having this discussion earlier where Metal Gear was that series that I never got into because that story is so intertwined and so into itself that like there's no way you can start by playing just jumping in.
Well, that's why I'm glad this isn't going to be another part of another story. It's going to be its own new thing, so I can jump in when it's new and maybe ride along with it if it's going to have these sequels like Metal Gear Solid did.
Yeah, and like I never owned a PlayStation, so I never played the original Metal Gear Solid, and I never played the original MSX or NES games. So I got Metal Gear Solid 2, and the way that story starts out, I had no idea what was going on, and then Kingdom Hearts came out, and
so
I played Kingdom Hearts instead because like I freaking love Disney and I love Final Fantasy, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play that. So I never got into Metal Gear after that, and so Death Stranding. I want to play Metal Gear 5, and I have 2 and 3 on my 360, so I'm gonna play those just to see, dive into some like Metal Gear Solid in 5-minute video like that summarizes the story, and jump into 2 and 3, and Peace Walker in 5. So those are the games I want to play before Death Stranding comes out. Which, don't worry, I have time. Because, dude, they just found the engine they were going to use.
Yeah, I know. Death Stranding's way far away. It's not.
So dude, it looks like they're using the Fox engine, but they're not. I wonder if, and it doesn't look like Unreal, because Unreal has that very specific look to it. Yeah. So I wonder what engine they're using. But Death Stranding looks pretty cool, and like, I don't really like The Walking Dead, but I am a big fan of Norman Reedus. Mm-hmm. I would like to consider myself an original Norman Reedus fan when he was in Boondock Saints and Blade 2.
Yeah, I always forget he was in Blade 2.
So, sorry, Mitch. I don't like The Walking Dead.
It's fine.
He was the...
Not many people do.
He was the guy who was...
He was like the sidekick guy.
Yeah, and he had the tattoo on his lip, because, you know...
I forgot he was in Blade 2 too. Blade 2 as well.
There we go. Yeah, because he was the one who was like helping him along with the old guy, and then he betrays him at the end, and he was like, "You didn't suspect," because everyone who was with the vampires has a tattoo, and that's why he showed the tattoo on his lip. And
yeah.
I was like, "You can get a tattoo there?"
Yeah.
Because that was when I was a kid, and didn't know anything. And
yeah, and
that was the first thing that popped in my head when I saw that was, you can get a tattoo on the inside of your mouth.
Yeah. Jeez.
You can get a tattoo anywhere.
Yeah. Literally anywhere.
I'll pass.
You can get it on your butthole.
I'll pass.
Which I have seen.
Oh, jeez. I don't... I know.
Moving on.
Us talking about Kojima is going to stress Matt out a lot, because he opened NGR last week, which actually it's this week's episode. So if you go listen to NGR Radio this week, Matt opens with a Kojima rant and how he's sick of everybody being up Kojima.
Sorry, Matt. We're just like everyone else, apparently.
I don't know. Death Stranding, final thoughts. Excited, probably.
I'm excited.
I
don't even know what the game's like, and it looks like it'll be an experience.
I am a fan of Kojima's legacy in this industry. I'm not necessarily a fan of his games, although Zone of the Enders was really awesome.
Yeah.
Which I hope they incorporate some sort of like...
Giant mech battles?
Well, you have that suit. Like, the first image they released of this game was Norman Reedus in that suit. Yeah. So, like, the Luden suit or whatever. So, I wonder if there is going to be some sort of, like, not giant mech battle, but, like, robot battle armor suit thing, which would be really cool. So, Mitch, are you excited for Death Stranding?
I am excited. No clue what it is, but I'm pumped.
I feel like this might be one of the games Mitch, after like 5 years after playing Destiny, he's going to buy another game. That's going to be it.
I already pre-ordered Resident Evil 7, so...
Oh, jeez. Well, don't worry. It'll be 3 years before this game comes out, so...